Hey FCC, we're continuing our series where we get the chance to take a look at some of the stories and the lessons from the life of Jesus. So, I don't know about you, but if you're like me, sometimes you take a look in the mirror and you don't always like what's looking back at you. And I'm not talking about your haircut or your smile. I'm talking about other parts of your life that maybe you're disappointed in. Maybe you're bored because you feel like you've been made for so much more. You just don't know how to get there. Maybe you're struggling with shame and guilt and you want to change. You want transformation in your life, but you just don't know where that transformation comes from. Well, when I was a kid, I was in a science class and we got to take home these little green caterpillars that had to feed a special plant called milkweed to. And eventually this caterpillar ate enough milkweed and turned into a chrysalis. Well, after some more time passed, that chrysalis eventually cracked open and out came a beautiful butterfly. You see, that caterpillar was transformed. It went from living a life crawling across the ground to having wings so that it could fly. And the story I want to talk about today is one of the first miracles that we get to read about Jesus performing in his life. So when Jesus was at a wedding and they ran out of wine. So what did Jesus do? Well, he took water and he turned it into wine. And it was so much more than just a party trick though. Because what Jesus was doing was he was transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. And he wants to do the same thing in your life. He wants to do the same thing in my life. And it's exactly what he came here to do. You see, he saw a world that was broken. But he didn't just see things the way that they were. He saw things the way that they could be. But if you remember, that butterfly, when it was still a caterpillar, it couldn't just eat any plant. It needed to eat a very special plant. And I think if we want to experience transformation in our lives, we have to be careful what it is that we're choosing to eat and fill our lives with. The Bible calls Jesus the bread of life. And when we choose to eat from the bread of life, and we fill ourselves with the words and the teachings of Jesus, that's whenever we get to experience the kind of transformation that only he can bring. That's when we get to learn what it's like to go from ordinary to extraordinary. So as we get ready to wrap things up here today, if you're wanting to experience change and transformation in your life, learn to eat from the bread of life. Learn to fill yourself with the words and the teachings of Jesus Christ so that he can transform the ordinary from the extraordinary into the extraordinary. So that you can experience what it's like to spread your wings and to fly. Thanks again for joining me here today, and as always, I pray that you have a wonderful and a blessed day.